So the university colleges really wanted a product that could help showcase the educators' work, but it was more a offer, not a requirement. We didn't have mandatory registration at the time, but obviously we did look at the work that the Danish universities were doing with the national assessment, the DFI, where publications became a mandatory registration. Later on, the university colleges also got research funding and sort of had to prove that the money was well spent. And we got our own yearly assessment of our research data and started also having mandatory registration of those types of content. At the beginning, we had one pure installation for 7 institutions. So everybody was sort of complaining about not owning their own data, which led to the purchase of the community model in 2019, I believe, yes. So the one database was split up into 7 local installations. The community model was put on top, and then the central unit that I work in sort of maintains the community aspects and make sure that the collaboration between the institutions are maintained and coordinates the effort. The way the team works is that we have one coordinator from each institution who sort of are responsible for providing information from our team to the editors at the local institutions. We have a team group where we communicate on a daily basis, and we have monthly Teams meetings where we discuss how do we use master data, how do we clean the master data, what should we be focused on in the validation process, and sort of using that forum to create a documentation so that whenever anybody is in any doubt about how we are using data or what data is used, they can go to the documentation and find the answer. I imagine that most of the pure users are often sort of anchored in the university library or a department that is similarly close to that, and that usually means that the idea of data, metadata on publications is pretty much the same across institutions. Looking only at that aspect, it should be fairly easy to sort of get to an agreement on how do we want our data to look like and how do we verify the information. When it comes to other content types, I think it's very important that you sort of take the time and really go into detail and figure out, well, how do projects look like at this institution? How do they work with projects outside of Pure at that institution, and how does that affect what comes into Pure? I mean, you could probably never get to a 100% agreement on other content types, but at least sort of have that basic understanding of why it might look different from each other. And obviously, if you have a lot of collaboration across the institutions, then you really need to make sure that the data that you're providing is compatible, because it's easier to sort of get it right from the beginning than to go back and fix it later.